Customs and Border Protection officers in Melbourne have just taken aside a very nervous man who has just returned from Vietnam. Officers have some concerns about his unusual travel movements through Asia.
When you first arrived in Vietnam, what did you do there? Did you do anything out of you normally wouldn't do, or?
I go around visit my relative around. Yeah.
That's it?
He also seems to be avoiding answering simple questions.
And you got anyone picking you up today from the airport? Anyone waiting for you outside?
Maybe, I don't know.
You don't know?
He is also giving signs that he is nervous.
He continually has been using an inhaler, so that is an indication that perhaps he's under some sort of pressure, which again could be because he's trying to conceal something from us, or it could be because he's uncomfortable with the attention that he's being shown.
Swabs will be taken from his personal belongings to test if there are any traces of illegal narcotics.
It's a positive reading for cocaine.
Australia has strict laws when it comes to passengers trying to enter the country who have been sentenced to 12 months imprisonment or more.
So we've got a passenger who's arrived from the UK today. He's on a tourist visa and he's ticked on his incoming passenger card that he has criminal convictions.
That's the main one there, the grievous bodily harm. I'm just looking at the dates, that goes back to 1997.
2-year probation.
So have a chat to him, find out what he's here for, if he has any compelling reasons to be here, and then we can weigh that up against the conviction.
All right, so briefly, Luke, why have you come to Australia today?
My brother's been a resident for about 14 years. His wife died of cancer, and I couldn't make it out for the funeral, but I've obviously come out to see him and meet my nephew and nieces and everything that I haven't met. And
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. All right, so the reason why we're doing this interview today is that you have received a sentence of more than 12 months.
I didn't go to prison.
Okay. Yep.
Just saying to you on that fact.
Yep.
I've never been in prison. It was a suspended sentence.
All right, so do you want to tell us a little bit about how that came to be and what the outcome was, please?
Well, basically, I had a fight with someone and he got a broken jaw, and that was it.
So you had a fight with somebody. Can you tell me what led up to that?
Just had a fight with I'm not discussing that at all. It's not relevant.
Okay, it's part of the assessment, so we will...
I'm not discussing it. I'm just telling you. I had a fight with a bloke. I didn't even have to say that. It was just about my criminal conviction. That was it. It wasn't nothing.
He has a compelling reason to be allowed in. But if he's not prepared to cooperate, he'll be on the next flight back to the UK.
I'm not discussing it at all. We don't have to discuss it.
While X-ray screening incoming packages at Melbourne's International Mail Centre, Customs and Border Protection Officer Stephen has just spotted an inconsistency inside a parcel.
This particular parcel has come through from Thailand and it's been declared as a book. It's got anomalies in the centre.
So what have we got here?
Something's come up. It's kind of like a cutout right in the centre there. Let's go dark. Let's have a look.
Can we just thicker paper maybe, or just...
Could be anything. There could even be a powder hidden in there. I'm going to need to open it up, have a good look, because we've definitely got something right in the centre.
The next step will be to open the parcel in the safety of the deconstruction room.
Well, we do have a book. Let's see what's inside the book.
Definitely something bulging there.
Yeah. Oh, I've got some cuts there. Here we go. That already is suspicious.
This swab test has just come back positive for traces of cocaine.
We are getting readings, drug reading from this machine here. You ever take drugs, sir?
No, never.
Never?
Never.
His story will need to be checked further to make sure he is not up to something. But officers have just discovered what seems like a strange coincidence. A passenger at another bench has virtually identical travel movements.
Both passengers have travelled to Vietnam for a month. Then from Vietnam, they've travelled to Taiwan for 6 days. Then they've travelled from Taiwan back to Vietnam, and then a matter of hours later, travelled from Vietnam to Melbourne.
Officers now suspect that these two passengers may in fact know each other.
Is he your friend?
I've been honest all
Yes,
the
and I
film
think-
anyway,
and-
so
and-
I'm
and
not
I
lying
thank
about
you-
anything,
thank
am
you
I?
for that.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to, I ain't got to discuss it at the end of the day.
This passenger has arrived in Australia to spend time with his brother, whose wife recently passed away. But due to his refusal to discuss a criminal conviction, he may be refused entry.
There's nothing to discuss. We had a fight, he got a broken jaw, that was it. Seriously.
Okay, all right. So this interview is to determine whether you'll be granted immigration clearance or not.
Yeah,
okay?
I understand that, but I haven't got...
just 1 minute. And that clearance will be determined on the information that you give today. So I'm asking you to provide me with the information that led up to this conviction, and that information that you provide will be used to assess whether you will be granted immigration clearance into Australia today or not. It's very simple.
Listen, you're going to do what you're going to do, so that's that.
Okay, but somebody sustained a broken jaw.
Yeah.
As a
right.
result of that
yeah,
fight.
I did, and I've well paid the penalty for it, as I'm still am now 18 years later. You know what I mean? You try and be honest and do the right thing, and you get your ass kicked.
I might suspend the interview for a few minutes. I'll just talk to my supervisor and see where we go with this interview.
The passenger has not seen his brother since he moved to Australia 14 years ago.
It's really important to get into Australia today because obviously I want to see my brother and his family and my nephew and nieces and everything that I haven't met. I didn't manage to make the funeral because of work commitments and everything, but the worst case scenario, I won't get into Australia. I'll have to do another 2-day flight back again.
Officer Essence informs her manager that the passenger is refusing to answer her questions and is showing signs of frustration.
It doesn't make sense why he would be cooperative all the way through to here when we're about to interview him, and then when he was pressed for details, he didn't want to provide it. And the nature of the crime being a violent crime, that's the real concern. If he comes into the community, is he likely to commit the crime again in these circumstances?
The X-ray of a package from Vietnam has shown a hidden organic section inside that could be a concealment of narcotics.
What we've got here is it's not powders, but we do have what appears to be passports concealed inside this book now. So let's have a look through. Okay, female passport holder. Let's have a look at some of the stamps. Okay, we've got an arrival stamp, Sydney. Doesn't look 100% right. Let's have a look at the second passport. Okay, we've got a male. Okay, and we've got another arrival stamp, same date, into Sydney. It looks like it's the same stamp number. Right, there's something concerning about this particular stamp, the date in this stamp here. Earlier when we took this parcel off, I did have a look at the postage date on the parcel, and it was posted on the 27th of May. But the arrival stamp into Sydney also says 27th of May. I'd say it's fairly impossible that the passport holder could arrive at the same time that the package is being posted out of Thailand.
Officers are becoming increasingly suspicious about a man who has just returned from Vietnam. And a positive reading for traces of cocaine from his belongings just adds to their concerns.
Any reason why would we be getting readings from you? Have you been around someone that may have been involved in drugs?
Involved that? No, I never involved that.
But in a strange development, officers have realized that another man who is also being searched has identical travel movements.
Is he your friend? Friend? Yeah. How do you know him?
Over 2 years.
Over 2 years.
Yeah.
We're travelling with this gentleman. And how long did he go?
No, the same.
Same.
The same time.
Officers think his behaviour is also a bit suspicious.
They're very nervous. Yeah?
What's wrong?
a swab of his belongings is taken. And the result is not good. Immigration is dealing with a passenger who believes he's been hard done by.
No, I'm not going to do anything stupid. I'm definitely not. You're going to lose every time, ain't you, really? You know what I mean? It's not worth it. Right, they've screwed the chairs down.
He's stated it's important for him to reunite with his family, but he's done nothing to persuade immigration to let him in.
He's a little bit aggressive, and for some reason he doesn't want to talk about the conviction. I think that's quite important information to determine his character, what led up to the incident. Is there a pattern of violence? Is he likely to be violent once he gets out in the community? I just wanted to get some background information about the incident, really.
All this waiting only increases Luke's agitation, and it's up to duty manager Craig to calm him down.
So long, mate. It's just a joke. You know, we've got terrorists in our country at the end of the day. They come with nothing but a lockdown, you know what I mean?
Just stop. Let me counsel you right now.
I'm not getting threatened. I'm either in or I'm out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
What my point is that naughty people, we won't mention the T word, can come into Britain, and I've just come to see my brother at the end of the day. Yes, I have got a criminal conviction 17 years ago, but I think this is being blown totally out of proportion, and they're taking all my stuff off me, and I'm stuck in some interview room like some turd. Do you know what I mean? It's taking a piss.
Customs and Border Protection officers have discovered 2 passports which they suspect are counterfeit. They immediately send them to immigration document experts for analysis.
What I'll be doing with these documents is I'll be using the video spectral comparator to look at these documents. We'll be looking at security features in that documents to see if they're working. With the Belgian passport, the first thing that stands out with this is that just under normal white light on lighting conditions is that I can actually see the watermark. Basically, it means that it's a chemical or printed onto the page rather than being in part of the paper when it's manufactured. Or in a genuine Belgian passport, that wouldn't be visible. Under ultraviolet light, we're also seeing security fibres or simulated security fibres in the paper as well, where they're actually printed onto the page. With the French passport here, there is a arrival stamp for Australia at the Sydney Airport back in 2013. This stamp is not an actual wet stamp, it's got scan lines on it indicating that it's actually been printed onto the page rather than an actual physical stamp. That stamp is not a real stamp, it's been scanned and copied and then placed into this document. So these passports are in fairly good quality and they've gone to a bit of trouble to try and simulate the security fibres. So while these documents may not be used for immigration purposes, identity fraud is very high in Australia at the moment, and these documents will be good enough to use for identity documents to gain some sort of financial advantage within Australia.
Officers have established that these 2 men have travelled together throughout Asia, and now they both have readings for traces of narcotics of their belongings.
We've just done a swab on the belongings of the passenger travelling with this gentleman, and that's also returned a positive reading, this time for methamphetamine. So it certainly increases the interest of both passengers.
Have you ever used drugs before? Have you ever used drugs?
Oh, no.
No? Cocaine? Nothing like that?
No.
Has your friend?
Yeah.
Has your friend used drugs before?
No, I don't know.
Never?
Never.
You never try?
No.
Sure? Excellent. All right. Because to me, today, very nervous. You're very nervous.
Nervous?
Nervous. What is? Nervous.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
One other small but suspicious detail has been noticed by Supervising Officer Mark.
Have a look at the back of his cars and tell me what you reckon. The way the pants fall. Yeah.
With the way he is standing, there is a chance something could be strapped to his leg.
All right. So, frisking.
Yep.
I don't want to talk any more to anyone apart from that woman when she has a decision, which will be yes or no, and then that'll be it. That's all I want to talk about now.
This British passenger is struggling to control his emotions, and his behaviour is becoming more aggressive towards officers.
His situation is difficult because we have a compelling need for him to be here, and we have a criminal conviction. In addition to that, which is not in his favour, is that his behaviour throughout the interview has been difficult. He hasn't provided us with information that we need, and that for us raises doubts about his behaviour when in the days that he's going to be in Australia.
Passenger has been issued with a notice of intention to cancel his visa, and this is his opportunity to respond.
All right, Luke, I'm ready to hear any response that you may want to give me.
To what? What response?
To the notice of intention to consider cancelling your visa.
Well, you know why I'm here. I've told you, haven't I?
Yeah, I understand, but do you believe there are any reasons why the grounds do not exist or why your visa should not be cancelled?
You're going to make whatever decision you're going to make, so I've got nothing to say at all.
All right, okay, I will take...
Do your worst.
Okay.
I don't want to wait again. I've already been waiting 3.5 hours. I thought you'd got the decision now. Why have I got to sit in this room for like some criminal? I don't understand.
Because you have not been granted immigration clearance.
Well, why can't I sit in that hallway bit out there? Why have I got to sit in here? Why can't I just sit there where them other people sitting?
This is where we conduct our interviews.
But there's other people sitting out there.
They are not being interviewed at this point in time. This is an interview room.
You're good at your job anyway, I'll give you that.
So you happy? You happy? Okay. Is it okay to do frisk search? Yeah. Is all right? Okay.
Customs and Border Protection have decided to conduct frisk searches on 2 men who have just returned from Vietnam.
We want to make sure you do not carry anything on your body, all right? So we do frisk search, pat down.
Supervising Officer Mark is concerned that one of the men may have a concealment under his clothing.
Just the way the pant falls around his leg at the back of the calf, it could be the way that he stands. He's sort of like pushing the back of the calf out, but it looks like there could be an inconsistency there.
Both searches are clear, but there are still concerns, so they are now escorted to private interview rooms to be questioned further.
So at this stage, we've ruled out that they're carrying something in their luggage, and we've ruled out that they're carrying something on their body. So the next step for us is to ascertain whether or not they present a risk for carrying drugs internally.
After a short while, the passengers provide more information about their travel movements, and officers conclude that they do not pose a threat to the border.
So both passengers have been able to adequately explain their travel. So after interview, we've asked them extensive questions about their travel to both Vietnam and Taiwan. They've been able to give us a bit more detail about what they did there and their reasons for travel and the things that they saw. So at this stage, we're as satisfied, I guess, as we can be, given the indicators that were present. So we've let both passengers go. Thank you.
Bye-bye. We are good people. We are good people. Never you to trust.
Okay, see you. Okay.
Immigration officers often face complex decisions at the border. They're now deciding whether to allow this passenger entry to visit his grieving brother.
He didn't really provide any grounds or reasons why he believes this visa should not be cancelled.
Officer Essence will now inform him of their decision.
I am satisfied that there are grounds for cancellation of your visa. I have considered your response, but in relation to this factor, no weight has been applied in your favour. You did not claim any degree of hardship that may be caused to your family.
The answer's no. Let's just sign in and get out of here.
Okay.
Right.
During the interview process, you were aggressive and you were unwilling to provide details about the circumstances surrounding your conviction.
You're the worst person I've ever spoken to in my life. Let's
in
just sign
relation
in and
to
get out
this
of here.
factor, no weight has been applied in your favour.
Good. Let's get out of here.
In weighing up the grounds for cancellation and your response, I have decided to cancel your visa. The time of the decision is 11:23.
Thank you very much. Right, out the room then. Brilliant.
Just have a seat, please.
No, I understand.
Just have a seat.
Why?
Please have a seat. Please have a seat.
You're disgusting. Wasting my time for 3.5 hours for me to do that. And then winding me up and saying I'm aggressive. You're a joker. Let's get out of here.
Okay, all right, just have a seat.
No, I want to get out.
Well, just have a seat, please.
No, I want a seat. I want out.
Officers fear the passenger's aggression could escalate, and they call in the Australian Federal Police.
Show me some courtesy and take a seat. Okay? You have been difficult throughout this interview, and the police have been called. So be very clear. That's right.
Why they?
Because of your behaviour. Okay? They will be here in a moment.
Give my phone back now, please.
I think the right decision has been made in view of the passenger's behaviour. He has been aggressive, abusive, and that is certainly a risk to the Australian community.